2022 Boardwalk Basketball Classic, and we've got a good one tonight in the showcase game between Woodrow Wilson and right here from our area, Middle Township Panthers. Woodrow Wilson, of course, changed its name. It's now referred to as Camden Eastside. They are defending State Group 3 champs, and they come in here at 2-0, and they'll be facing a Middle Township team that is young but talented. They are 2-1, and glad you could join us here on 98.7 The Coast. Sam Cohen handling the live video stream for us on the Coast Sports Today Facebook page. We've got two head coaches that are very familiar with one another. Lamar Greer from Middle Township, Kenny Avent from Camden Eastside. Kenny Avent is a veteran of this Boardwalk Basketball Classic. He first brought Woodbury here, then Del Castle Tech. Was previously an assistant at Camden. He took over as head coach at Camden Eastside last year and won a state title in his first season. So should be a good one here tonight as two Panthers go at it in Camden Eastside and Middle Township. And Billy Tarbat will take it from here. I'll take a break.
And you know what's funny, Brian, is the fact, the funny thing is it does not matter where Kenny Avent goes and coaches, he wins. You know, at Woodbury, you know, he had a great run at Woodbury. Then when he went to down to Delaware, he had another successful run. And what a great hire they made up in the Camden area by getting him up there. And, you know, the kids respond to him. The kids play hard. They play disciplined. And that's the one thing, you know, Kenny really exudes. One, he's a very, very good coach. You know, and his kids play the right way. And now here we are, you know, back obviously Lamar Greer here at Middle Township, and another guy who just brings out the best in his kids.
Even though they're defending state champs, they're still a little bit on the young side. They'll start three juniors, Camden Eastside. It'll be Jalen Long, Will Love, and Jahan Green, and then the two seniors, Cairo Rivera and Jeremiah Bright. Woodrow Wilson wearing the away blacks trimmed in orange. And for Middle Township, wearing the home whites trimmed in orange and black. Starters, they will have no senior starters. The guards are a sophomore, Jameer McNeil, along with juniors Anthony Trombetta and Bubba McNeil. And then down low, it's freshman Chase Moore and junior Ray Albasquin. So Middle Township really only has the one senior in Devin Bach that plays, and they have none in the starting lineup. So we've got a good crowd here at the Convention Center, a real good crowd for this game here, and three good officials as well. Danny Bradley, Frank Bazil, and Tony Ledwell are the three officials for this basketball game. And some games from earlier, Warwick Catholic just won rather easily over Glassboro. Warwick Catholic picking up a 55-34 win. Justin Harper had 20 points. The Cape May Tech girls also won their first game of the season. They won in overtime earlier today at the Boardwalk Classic, beating Cumberland 57-55. And we also know that outside the Boardwalk Classic, Lower Cape May beat Hamilton in boys basketball 72-52, and the Middle Township girls were winners over Neptune up at the Southern Regional Tournament 43-40. So here's our premier game of the day here on the first real full day of the Boardwalk Basketball Classic. You got full days today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and then they'll have a half a day of action on Saturday before this 7-day event wraps up. So if you want to check out some basketball, make sure you get over here to the Wildwoods Convention Center.
Yeah, that's one thing there will be no shortage of on both the boys and the girls side. Both teams on both sides will have. We've already had some great games, Brian, including last night's last
a buzzer
game.
beater.
It was unbelievable.
Two out of area teams had a buzzer beater, a 25-footer at the buzzer.
Yeah, it was,
Camden Eastside will move from right to left across your screen if you're watching the live video stream, and of course middle and white will then move from left to right. It'll be Real Basquin for middle, jumping it up against Jahan Green for Camden Eastside. The lead official, Dan Bradley, blows the whistle to start play. He tosses, and we're underway. Camden Eastside wins the tap. It's Jalen Long with the basketball. Middle Township comes out straight up, man-to-man. Long takes it right side. Got it to Rivera, and we have a kicked ball by Anthony Trombetta. It's a violation. Camden Eastside will inbound 11 seconds into the game. No score. Will Love pulls the trigger, gets it to Jalen Long, picked up by Bubba McNeil. Goes right side to Rivera. Rivera holds, brings it back out between the two circles. Swings left side. Driving is Long. Baseline jumper short. Offensive rebound. Jump hook no good. And the second rebound is brought down by Chase Moore of Middle Township. Bubba McNeil with it. Back to Moore. Moore, head and shoulders fake to Bubba McNeil for three. Off the iron, no good. Rebound brought down by Jahan Green of Camden Eastside. Long goes to Rivera on the right side, looking in the post. Got it down there to Green. Green on the floor, into the paint, turns, spins, lays it up, and good. 2-2-1 zone pressure here by Camden Eastside.
Good strong move by the 6'4" junior that time.
Middle beats the pressure. Chase Moore doubled, nearly throws it away. Got it to Basquin. Layup is good. Real Basquin, a nice move in the paint there, and ties the game at 2.
And that was a nice move. He used his left hand up off the glass, laid it in.
Long with the basketball for Camden Eastside, picked up by Jameer McNeil. Long takes it to the right, backdoor cut, great cut by Rivera, and he lays it up and in off the bounce pass from Long. Trombetta in the backcourt, up to Jameer McNeil. Goes cross court to Bubba McNeil. Cross the division line, loses the dribble, turns it over, but steals it right back. And McNeil will back it away and reset the offense. Gets it to Anthony Trombetta. Trombetta bounces to Jameer McNeil. Jameer McNeil back to Trombetta. Bubba McNeil now. Right side to Moore in front of the Camden Eastside bench. Now it's Jameer McNeil. Jameer McNeil to the basket. Layup is good. Slipped inside the defensive Will Love and laid it up and in.
That was a big time move. Took it right down the lane. Beat him off the dribble with his right hand. Used the glass and laid it in.
Long with the basketball to the foul line area. Now it's swung into the corner. 3 ball on the way by Bright. That's short. Long rebound comes out to Jameer McNeil. Now Anthony Trombetta will bring it up. Goes back to McNeil. The sophomore guard takes it right side, goes to Trombetta. Swung to the left to Bubba McNeil. Now it's Chase Moore further on the left. Bounces to Jameer McNeil. Gets a ball screen from Basquin. Dribble drive, kicks Anthony Trombetta for 3. No good. Off the iron, and the rebound's brought down by Jahan Green. Camden Eastside with the ball. We're tied at 4. Long right down the lane. Wild shot, no good. Rebound Camden Eastside, and nearly a jump ball. The referees say play on. Camden Eastside brings it back out. Shot up is good as Will Love lays it in off a great pass from Cairo Rivera.
Well, that's one thing Coach Lamar Grover from Middle Bryan does not want to see is offensive rebounds, second and third opportunities.
Chase Moore doubled in the corner, and then he stepped on the sideline, and that'll be a turnover. He picked up his dribble in a bad spot. Well, he actually dribbled into a bad spot, then picked up the dribble in a bad spot.
And again, giving Camden Eastside second and third opportunities is going to result in baskets.
Long with it against Bubba McNeil. Right side to Bright. Bright in the post to Love. Love lost it. We're going to have an offensive foul, though, I believe. Yeah, Love lost it as he displaced Anthony Trombetta. Turnover on Camden Eastside.
He was losing the ball and he kind of spun, and he's got big broad shoulders, and he buried himself into Trombetta.
Bubba McNeil trapped, lobs it out to Jameer McNeil. McNeil into the lane, lost the dribble, kicks it out. Basquine goes to Jameer McNeil on the right. Jameer McNeil battling some kind of a facial injury as he's wearing a mask. Trombetta baseline drive, leans in off the glass, no good. Got his own rebound, the putback, no good. Rebound is thrown out of bounds by Woodrow Wilson's Jeremiah Brights. First sub into the game, sophomore guard Aiden Howe will replace Chase Moore for Middle Township. So Middle awfully small with this lineup here. Basquine at about 6'5", and then everyone else is 6 foot and under for Middle Township. Bubba McNeil just right of the key. Backs it away against the defense of Jahan Green. Ball screen from Basquine. Gets into the lane. Off the glass, no good. Basquine tips it up and in. He's got 4 of Middle's 6, and we're tied at 6. 3:25 to go in the first quarter.
Well, that time Basquine did a good job. He went right to the basket. Was able to get that miss off the rim and lay it back in.
Long pass, thrown away by Jameer McNeil. McNeil will soar and stuff it with 2 hands. And Middle with its first lead at 8-6.
And again, that was a turnover right there.
Rasheed Bell for Camden Eastside, and if that name sounds familiar, it should. He's a transfer from Wildwood Catholic, junior forward. He's into the game for the first time.
And that was the 4th turnover against Camden Eastside, Brian.
Bright, crossover dribble, throws it away. Was looking to kick it to Green, and Green had vacated the area.
Yeah, that was a no-look pass. It had no teammate there. And again, that's the 5th turnover.
8-6 Middle, 2:55 to go first quarter. Bubba McNeil tries foul line jumper, got it. He drove hard and hit that spot and elevated, created some separation for himself and knocked it down. His first field goal, and Middle has a 4-point lead. Here's Rivera off a high ball screen, forces a switch. Rivera hands it off to Bell. Bell into the paint, kicks it out. Driving now is Green, and that's an offensive foul. Green went 1 dribble too far and knocked over Basquine.
And that was a good take that time by the junior, Rayo Basquine.
Middle with the basketball, working against the pressure. Lob forward to Basquine. Basquine to the basket. Good ball fake. Lost it, though, on the way up. And Rivera picks up the loose ball for Camden Eastside. Rivera lobs into the post, got it down to Love, turns, fires, and scores. 10-8 Middle Township.
Good ball movement that time by Eastside.
Center of the floor, Aiden Howe. And then Howe goes over to Bubba McNeil. Reset the offense. McNeil gets a ball screen from his younger brother. Comes to the top of the key. Bad pass stolen away by Rivera. Rivera, nice play by Aiden Howe from behind to knock it away.
Oh, and with that defensive effort by Aiden Howe, he was able to negate a little bit of an advantage out on the break. But that was the 5th turnover against Middle Township, Brian.
Bright to inbound. Got it out to Love. And Love goes to Rivera. Rivera 30 feet from the basket to the left. 1:30 to go first quarter. Middle by 2. Bright drives toward the right elbow, kicks the Bell. Now it's Rivera. Swung in the corner. Green into the top of the lane, spins toward the basket, and we have a jump ball as Bubba McNeil reached in and tied him up, and Middle will get possession here.
Well, that time Bubba McNeil, Brian, he came off his man and doubled down, and he was able, as you said, to tie that up.
Here is McNeil holding. Got it to Bubba McNeil. Timeout called by Middle Township. And we're going to take a 30-second break back after this on 98.7 The Coast. Brian Kniff, Buddy Tarbot, and on 98.7 The Coast, Sam Cohen handling the live video stream on the Coast Sports Today Facebook page. Middle a 10-8 lead, 1:02 to go first quarter. Jameer McNeil handling it. Goes right side to Aiden Howe. Howe puts it on the floor, brings it back out, flips it over to Trombetta. Trombetta guarded by Green. Now it's Howe again, picked up by Rivera. Backs away to break a 5-second count. Goes to Basquine on the right. Out to Trombetta. Trombetta holds, drives, hands off to Bubba McNeil, into the paint, kicks to Basquine. Back to Bubba McNeil, top of the key. Backs away against some pressure, flips it over to Trombetta. 25 seconds to go in the period. Is Middle holding for one? No, there's a steal. Rivera to the basket, and the layup is good.
Yeah, that time Rivera did a good job. He just picked Trombetta's pocket, then took it coast to coast for an easy layup.
There's a near steal, but the ball goes out of bounds. Middle Township will get it back right in front of the Camden East Side bench with 5.6 seconds to go in the period. Middle inbounding. They get it to Jameer McNeil. McNeil drives, goes to the basket, floater, off the glass, no good as the buzzer sounds. At the end of one quarter, Camden East Side 10, Middle Township 10, back after this 30-second break, 98-7 The Coast. Foul goes on Chase Moore. We have a full timeout on the floor. 20-15 Camden Eastside, 2:01 to go second quarter. Back after this 30-second break, 98.7 The Coast. Wildwood's Convention Center, Brian Kniff, Buddy Tarbotton on 98.7 The Coast. Sam Cohen handling the live video stream on The Coast Sports Today Facebook page. Camden Eastside leads Middle Township 20-15 with 2:01 to go in the second quarter. Buddy, for the first time all tournament, you're at a loss for words for a couple seconds here.
Just a couple seconds.
Right.
That's because evidently I was at a loss for words on Facebook, which has since been corrected.
Here's Bell to the line for 2 shots. First one is no good. These are the second and third free throw attempts by Camden Eastside in the game. And that free throw by Bell is good. He's got 5 off the bench. Jameer McNeil goes to Chase Moore. Back to Jameer McNeil. Moore again as they try to beat the pressure. Pass nearly stolen away, goes out of bounds.
Yeah, that time that was not a good pass. Chase Moore, the freshman, thought he saw something open, but there was nothing there open. And Middle was fortunate the ball got knocked out of bounds.
Trombetta the basketball. Bounces to Jameer McNeil. Thought he saw a seam, now spins off the glass, no good. Rebound Basquine, and he is fouled. He looks a little more comfortable, buddy. I think he had a rough start coming over from London, maybe the pace of play, different style of play, but he's been active on that offensive glass tonight for Middle Township, and he'll go to the line for 2 shots here.
Let's face it, Brian, he needed to get a St. Augustine Prep Middle game under his belt.
Right.
That's an atmosphere that you can't even explain to a kid that's coming from England or wherever they're coming. You know, it's that night, that game, the intensity in that Panther gym.
Troy Beliris, junior forward into the game for the first time for Middle Township. Basquine missed that first foul shot. He gets another. And that free throw is no good as well. Rebound to Bell. Camden Eastside pushing. Love to the basket, long, and lays it up and in. That's his first field goal. Camden Eastside has its largest lead at 8. Bad pass, stolen away, but coming down was Jahan Green. Coming down on the sideline, and Middle will have it. Chase Moore into the game, and he'll replace Real Basquine. Here's Jameer McNeil against some pressure. Got it up to Beliris. Beliris center of the floor to Chase Moore. Does a good job getting away from that double team. Bubba McNeil with the basketball. Shovels off to Moore. Moore to the paint. Off the glass, no good. And we're going to have a foul on Middle Township on the rebound. Bell came down with the rebound and was fouled. And here's Eastside. Inside a minute to go in the period. It's 23-15. Middle has just 5 points in this second quarter so far. Long with it. To Bright. Bright holding. Still holding against Jameer McNeil. 31 seconds to go. Got it over to Long. Long holds against Bubba McNeil. Now it's Bright. Couple crossover, dribbles, 11 seconds to go. Long kicks in the corner. Green to the paint, finger roll short. Rebound, Bell missed the layup. Still battling for it, and the buzzer sounds. So at the half, it's Camden Eastside 23, Middle Township 15. Take a 4-minute timeout. Back after this on 98.7 The Coast. Convention Center. I'm Brian Kniff, sitting alongside our video production man, Sam Cohen. It's halftime, so Buddy Tarbotten's working the room, making sure everyone sees him, shaking hands and kissing babies. 23-15, Camden Eastside leads Middle Township here at the half in the final game of day 3 of the 7-day Boardwalk Basketball Classic. And Camden has done it through some balanced scoring. Cairo Rivera with 7, Jahan Green and Rasheed Bell each with 5. Will Love with 4, Jalen Long with 2. For Middle Township, Jameer McNeil, Chase Moore, Real Basquine each with 4 points. And Bubba McNeil has 3 points. Middle Township got outscored 13-5 in that second quarter. So Camden Eastside really dialed up the defensive pressure, and Middle Township has yet to hit a 3-point shot in this game, and they're having a hard time beating this Camden Eastside team off the dribble as well. So at the half, it is Middle Township trailing Camden Eastside 23-15. Some scores from some other games today. Lower Cape May got 21 points from Archie Lawler in a 72-52 win over Hamilton. Wildwood Catholic's, that was obviously a boys game. Wildwood Catholic's boys team beat Glassboro earlier today. 55-34, that was right here at the Boardwalk Classic. Justin Harper had 20 in the win. Cape May Tech's girls got their first win. 57-55 over Cumberland in overtime right here at the Boardwalk Classic. And then up at the score at the Shore Tournament at Southern Regional, Middle Township's girls edged Neptune 43-40. And again at the half here of this final game, the William Chicky Ludman Memorial Showcase game, it's Middle Township trailing Camden Eastside 23-15 at the half. We'll take a 3-minute break, back with the start of the second half right after this on 98.7 The Coast. Back at the Wildwoods Convention Center at the Boardwalk Basketball Classic. Middle Township trailing Camden Eastside 23-15 at the half. Middle will have the ball to start the second half. Panthers are wearing, well, let me say Middle Township's wearing white because Camden Eastside and Middle are both Panthers. Middle wearing white, and they're moving from right to left to start the second half. Jameer McNeil to trigger to inbound. And gets a return pass from Basquine. Jameer McNeil on the right. Finds a lane to the basket, kicks. Chase Moore for three. No good off the iron. Rebound will go out of bounds. The initial call was off of Middle, but now they're going to change it, I think, correctly to Camden Eastside.
So it will be Middle Township basketball.
Yeah, off of Camden Eastside, I should have said, yeah. Chase Moore off the inbound, no good. Rebound Rivera.
We knew what you meant.
For Camden Eastside. Well, the people in radio land might not. The people watching the video certainly did. Rivera on the right, gets it in the post to Green. Green kicks it back to Rivera. Great look down low. I think Will Love was so surprised to get the ball and how surprised he was to be open that he missed the shot. Middle Township with the basketball. Bubba McNeil to the paint. Off the glass. What a finish. So Middle, the first basket of the second half.
Well, Brian, that Middle Township needs somebody to take the reins offensively and lead them and start putting the ball in the basket.
Rivera right side. Holds. Goes up top to Love. Love reverses the ball to Long. In the post. Kick back to Love. Short on the shot. Rebound Camden Eastside, and we have a foul in there. And it looks like Jahan Green will go to the line for two shots.
In that first half, as when you went over the halftime scoring, I mean, Middle Township has three players with 4, one player with 5. I mean, it's nice to have balanced scoring, but somebody's got to assert themselves and start putting the ball in the basket.
First free throw by Green is good. He's 2 for 2 from the line. He's got 6 points. Troy Boliris into the game for Middle Township. Chase Moore looks like he's limping ever so slightly as he goes out of the game. But looks like he's okay. He's not going to ask for the trainer, so I'm sure we'll see him return.
Well, he's 2 for 5 from the floor, 0 for 1 from beyond the arc. He has 4 rebounds to lead Middle Township.
Green made both free throws.
And 3 of those 4 rebounds are offensive.
Camden Eastside by 8 again, 25-17. Basquine goes to Boliris, center of the floor tip, but right back into the hands of Basquine. Boliris, 16-footer is good.
Well, the 6'2" junior coming in off the bench. Very, very confident with that shot.
Yes, he was. Love drives, kicks, 3-ball on the way, and good by Jahan Green. And he has 10. He's the first player in double figures in the game. 28-19, Camden Eastside. Boliris left side, cross court. Jameer McNeil down the lane, scooping shot, no good. Got his own rebound and traveled with it. Over on the girls' side here at the Boardwalk Classic, Wildwood Catholic leads St. Hubert's of the Philadelphia Catholic League 20-10 at halftime. Jalen Long for Camden Eastside into the lane. Got it to Jeremiah Bright. His pull-up is no good. Basquine the rebound. Trombetta now will push for Middle Township. Comes across the timeline, kicks to Bubba McNeil for 3, short. Rebound taken by Rivera of Eastside. Cross-court pass to Bright. Bright into the lane. Layup is good.
And I'll tell you what, there was no help side defense.
Double-digit lead now for Eastside. Basquine traveled with the basketball.
And it might be time. Coach Lamar Greer, I think he's going to need a quick timeout. He's got to do something to stop the bleeding right now.
Long goes to Bright. Green. Now Love to Long again, left side. Driving now is Green to the left elbow, shut off. Goes to Jalen Long. And Long will back it away. Goes in the corner again to Green. And Long brings it out, restarts. Middle's in man-to-man defense here. Long down the lane, layup blocked by Basquine. The rebound, though, goes right to Green, and Green lays it in. He's got 7 in the quarter, 12 for the game. And it's 32-19, Camden Eastside. We have a foul here on Rivera.
And Cairo Rivera, he picks up his first team foul here in the second half against Camden Eastside.
Howell with the basketball. Now it's McNeil. Gets a ball screen from Beliris. Bubba McNeil in front of the Middle Township bench, still holds the dribble, now goes back to Aiden Howell. Howell back to Bubba McNeil. Will step back, take a 3. Off the iron, no good. Rebound battled for. Brought down by Jameer McNeil. Kicked across to Bubba McNeil. Drive, scooping shot. What a move by Bubba McNeil. He lays it in. He's got 7 to lead Middle Township, but they trail 32-21, 3:53 to go in the third quarter. Long goes to Rivera in the post, turning, firing, and scoring on a great set play is Jahan Green, who's got 9 in the quarter, 14 for the game, and Middle Township will take a full timeout, trailing 34-21. Back after this 30-second break, 98-7 the Coast. Middle in need of a little spurt here over the remainder of this third period.
Well, they got to do a better job on the boards, especially taking away the second opportunities for Camden Eastside, and also taking care of the basketball. You know, Middle Township's now turned it over 11 times.
Rasheed Bell into the game for Camden Eastside. He had 5 off the bench in the first half. Howell got it back to Jameer McNeil. Pass stolen away. Cairo Rivera to the basket. Blocked by Jameer McNeil. The rebound, though, goes right to Jeremiah Bright, and his floater from the middle of the lane is good. Camden Eastside by 15. Jameer McNeil lost the dribble, or Bubba McNeil got it to his brother Jameer. Takes it right side. Kicks it back to Trombetta. Beliris top of the key. Swings it left side, Bubba McNeil. Trombetta. Jameer McNeil. Couple crossover dribbles. Beliris thought about a 3, drives and kicks. Jameer McNeil for 3, in and out. Rivera the rebound. Ooh, Rivera's a tough player, buddy, for Eastside.
Yeah, he is. He's very him and Jonathan Jahan Green.
Green traveled with the basketball in the post. And it'll turn the ball back over to Middle Township.
And that's going to be the 10th turnover.
Titus Bacon back into the game for Eastside.
Against Camden Eastside.
Chase Moore bounces back to Bubba McNeil. Got it to Moore. He's doubled. And it's stolen away by Bell. Bell lobs it out, and laying it up and in is Jeremiah Bright.
And that's another thing that Camden Eastside does a great job in pushing the ball ahead and giving it up.
Bubba McNeil is fouled by Rasheed Bell.
Camden Eastside foul number 11, Rasheed Bell.
38-21. Middle's been outscored 15-6 in this period so far. Howell backs it away. Drives, kicks. Trombetta, a baseline three, short. Rebound, Howell kept it alive. And then the rebound's brought down by Bright. Camden Eastside running. Here's Green. He's stripped by Trombetta. Bubba McNeil running. Bubba McNeil to the basket, and his finger roll is good. McNeil with 9. He's got 6 in this quarter. 38-23, Camden Eastside.
And again now, Middle Township trailing by 15. 1:15 to play, third quarter.
Driving is Bacon. His layup attempt hit the underside of the backboard. Now it's Middle running. Bubba McNeil to the basket. Layup is good. A lot of contact there.
Yeah, he absorbed it all and used that strong upper body to finish it. His shot off the glass, knocking it down.
38-25. 48 seconds to go in the period. Camden Eastside, the lead in the ball. Possession hour is in their favor. They may elect to hold for one. Holding the dribble is Jeremiah Bright.
Possession hour, holding. Possession hour in Camden Eastside's favor, Brian.
Bright bounces over to Love. Bright gets it back down the lane. Layup is good. 9 seconds to go in the period. And near steal by Bacon, but it goes out of bounds. Now it's down to 6 seconds. Middle's got to go to the length of the court. Basquine to pull the trigger. Gets it to Bubba McNeil. Through the middle. Bubba McNeil down the lane. Foul line jumper, no good. Tipped up and in at the buzzer, and they're going to count that by Rael Basquine. So it's 40-27 as we go into the fourth. Back after this 30-second break. 98-7 the Coast. And Eastside leads Middle Township 40-27, the end of 3 quarters. Here in a showcase game at the Boardwalk Basketball Classic. And Middle's going to need a big run here. To get back into this game.
And, you know, Brian, there's a ton of time left. The problem is this Camden Eastside team, coached by Kenny Avant, really plays pretty smart basketball. They push the ball down the floor, find a teammate with a better shot, and they do a great job of hitting the offensive glass. So, you know, for Middle Township's got to get stops.
Middle did have a little 6-2 spurt to end the quarter, buddy. They were down as many as 17. They've cut it to 13 here And the Tigers of Eastside will have the basketball to start the fourth quarter. I think we've got an issue with some water on the court over by Camden Eastside's bench. And so they have to clean that up. I think that was just some strategic water placement on the court to give the officials a little breather, don't you think, buddy?
Yeah, I think that was a rather slick move there. Slick, because the water made the court slick.
Thanks.
Because one thing about this game, I mean, obviously neither team is really shooting the ball extremely well, but they are getting up and down the floor. Both teams like to get it and get out and run. And really, you know, one of the things, Brian, after 3 quarters of play, Middle Township has yet to hit a 3.
Yeah, and you figured they were going to have to hit a few of those to be in the game against this kind of team. They're actually not getting a lot of open looks from the perimeter.
Yeah, absolutely. They've only attempted 5 3-pointers. They're 0 for 5. But on the other hand, Camden Eastside has also attempted just 5 threes. They're 2 of 5.
Bell off the inbound, backs away. Baseline jumper is short. Rebound to Trombetta. Trombetta bounces it to Bubba McNeil. Comes across the division line. Gets a ball screen from Basquine. Takes it toward the top of the key. Bounces to Trombetta. Trombetta to Moore. Moore to Bubba McNeil. McNeil holding. McNeil, and he's fouled. And Middle will have the ball underneath. (40-27), 7:22 to go. Fourth quarter. Camden Eastside holding this 13-point lead. They get it into Bubba McNeil in the corner to Trombetta. High post pass to Moore. Moore kicks it out. And now it's Aiden Howell. Howell off a ball screen from Basquine. Doubled. And stepping on the sideline is Howell.
Well, again, that was just very good defense by Camden Eastside.
Yeah, and Basquine, when you're setting that screen, that ball screen, and Camden Eastside's going to jump the ball, Basquine's got to open up and make himself available, and he really didn't do that there.
Well, Aiden Howell also, Brian, got away with 2 offensive fouls by using his forearm. Yeah, he did it twice to try and back out.
Jalen Long to Cairo Rivera, swung over to Titus Bacon for 3, short. Rebound Basquine, and Middle Township looks to push. Trombetta across the timeline, goes to Bubba McNeil, baseline 3, short. Rebound Basquine, back to Bubba McNeil, reverse layup, got it. McNeil with 13 to lead Middle. Inbound pass stolen away. Jameer McNeil in the paint, and he is fouled. Basquine got a hand on that inbound pass.
And they're going to call that foul on Jalen Long. That will be his first.
Inbounding is Middle. Jameer McNeil in the backcourt. Up across the timeline. Drives, kicks to Bubba McNeil. Still pounding the dribble as he backs it away. Gets a ball screen. And we got a double dribble violation on Middle Township.
Yeah, Coach Kenny Avant was all over that right in the official's ear. Even if the official was going to let it go, at that point he could not.
So another turnover on Middle Township. Camden Eastside, the basketball. Bell top of the key. Right side to Long. Goes to Bright. Bright kicks out. Long for three. Off the iron, no good. Long rebound to Basquine. Basquine pushing for Middle Township. Basquine goes to Moore. Moore lost it. Driving now is Bright to the basket, and the layup is good. Bright with 10, all 10 in the second half. Jameer McNeil with the basketball. Steps through a double team nicely. Got it to Trombetta. He goes through a double team. Kicks. Moore for three. Short. Rebound brought down by Bright. Bright got it to Rivera. Rivera on the right side. His pass is tipped out of bounds by Trombetta. 42-29. Camden East Side on top of Middle Township. 5 minutes to go in the fourth. Kenny Avent's Camden East Side team 2-0 on the season so far. Driving is Jalen Long, blocked by Basquine. Here's Bubba McNeil on a run out, and his layup is good. McNeil with 15. He's got 12 of them in the second half. He's got 12 of Middle's 16 second half points. It's an 11-point game. It certainly isn't over. 4.5 to go.
But somebody else has got to put the ball.
Break to the basket. Layup no good. Rebound Chase Moore. Moore. Good outlet to Basquine. Layup is good. Timeout East Side. And a little run here by Middle Township cuts the lead to single digits. 4:13 to go. Back after this 30-second break on 98.7 The Coast. .233. Camden East Side still with the lead, but Middle has cut this to single digits for the first time in a while. And they've made it interesting here with 4:13 to go. We'll see how Camden East Side responds. Middle picking up full court pressure here. They have trouble getting it in. It's stolen by Middle. Bubba McNeil didn't get the roll. And the rebound's brought down by Jalen Long. He is fouled.
Wow. Wow, that is a tough break. That looked like two different Panthers got in there clean and tied him up. Creating a jump ball, and the possession arrow would have been in Middle Township's favor.
Bell to inbound. Got it in cleanly. Rivera now down the lane. Layup is good.
You saw it, Brian. He is tough. Joe Rivera.
To Jameer McNeil. Ball taken out of his hands. He gets it back. Passes ahead to Bubba McNeil. Stops, pops for three. It's good. And they're going to call it a two. They're going to say he had his foot on the line. And it's a 9-point game again at 44-35.
Well, Middle Township needs to get another stop.
Right, stripped by Chase Moore. Moore outlets to Jameer McNeil. McNeil to the basket. Layup is good. Camden East Side leaking a little oil here. It's a 7-point game. 3:15 to go. Rivera with the basketball against Trombetta. Rivera holding, still holding, to the basket, kicks out, Love for three, bang.
Wow, what a great kick out.
That was Jalen Long, not Love.
That was a great kick out, Brian, from Rivera.
I thought that really could have been a 5-second violation on Rivera, and now a traveling violation on Basquine. But Rivera broke the count, got into the lane, and kicked out to the open shooter Long. And that three was huge after Middle had cut it to 7. 2:46 to go, 10-point game. Here's Jalen Long against Aiden Howell. Jeremiah Bright in the post, offensive foul. Cairo Rivera ran over Aiden Howell.
And that's going to be the second personal foul against Cairo Rivera.
You know, buddy, Middle Township defensively might have to start thinking about fouling. They've only committed 2 team fouls in this second half.
Well, they have to start thinking about that, Brian. They're down 10, and time's ticking away. 2:25 left.
Jameer McNeil into the paint, to the basket, lays it off nicely to Basquine, who lays it up and in. 8-point game, 47-39, 2:10 to go. Here comes Bright against Basquine. Bounces to Love, nearly stolen away, and now it's thrown away by Camden Eastside. Oh no, they're going to say Middle tipped it, and it went out of bounds. Jermaine McNeil, Bubba McNeil back in for Aiden Howell. Camden Eastside by 8. They have the ball, 2:04 to go in the fourth. They lob it up high to Jalen Long. Long picked up by Bubba McNeil. Jeremiah Bright on the wing, up to Cairo Rivera. Rivera is fouled by Trombetta. And Middle needs to start gambling. They have to get their foul total up so they can send Camden Eastside to the line eventually.
Well, yes, and that's something that they need to do starting immediately.
In the backcourt to Rivera. Double team was coming. Center of the floor. Floater is no good. Tipped up, no good. Long rebound brought down by Long. And we have a timeout called by Camden Eastside. Timeout on the floor. Tigers leading Middle 47-39, 1:39 to go in the fourth. Back after this 30-second break, 98-7 the Coast. Is 17 points in this second half. Middle cut it earlier to 7. It now sits at 8. Camden Eastside will have an inbound after this timeout with 1:39 to go. And again, with Middle having just 3 team fouls, they're going to have to start gambling and going for the ball, and if they commit fouls, so be it. But they need to get to the point where they're sending Camden Eastside to the free throw line.
Well, like here's a good example, Brian. Camden Eastside has to inbound the basketball. It's going to be on the side across from their bench. This is where Middle, they need to take that risk and go for the steal. You don't come up with the steal, you foul.
Love to trigger the inbound.
But you can't let them take time off the clock.
Love with the basketball. Long with the basketball. Goes over to Bright. Back to Rivera. Center of the floor, Long. Now it's Bright. Bright doubled. Got it to Rivera. Kicked out to Long. Middle Township's got a foul. And finally, Jameer McNeil does.
But, over 20 seconds went off the clock.
Right.
And that's too much. You got to get 3 more fouls just to get them on the line.
Yeah, this is the point here. If you don't steal the inbound pass, you have to foul. Here's Rivera against Moore. Lobs it to Bright. Bright backs away. Bright holding. Bounces to Long. Right side to Green. And now fouled finally is Jeremiah Bright. 1:03 to go. Camden Eastside still holding the 8-point lead. Willie Love to inbound. Got it to Rivera. Rivera is fouled by Chase Moore. That'll be the 6th team foul on Middle. That's Chase Moore's 4th, so he's going to come out for this defensive possession. Smart move there by Middle. Camden Eastside to inbound. They get it into Rivera. Out to Long. Long is fouled by Jameer McNeil. So Jalen Long will go to the line for a 1-on-1. This is his first trip to the line. He's got 5 points in the game.
And Long, it's a 5'10" junior guard. He's 1 for 5 from the floor, 2 for 7. Counting is 1 for 2 from 3.
Free throws no good. Rebound Jermaine McNeil. Bubba McNeil pushes. Takes it to the wing. Middle's got to work quickly. We're inside at 50 seconds now. Bubba McNeil into the paint. Lost the handle. It's stolen away. Here comes Bright running to the basket. No good but a foul. And Jeremiah Bright will go to the line for 2 shots. And that might about do it, buddy. Middle needed to get a basket on that possession. They turn it over, and now Bright will go to the line for 2 shots with 42 seconds to go.
Well, again, Brian, on that offensive possession, Middle, they bring the ball down the floor, and they try some penetration, and then they bring the ball out to set up their offense. You're not in that position when you're talking about this amount of time and you're down 4 baskets.
Both free throws are made by Bright. He's got 12 points all in the second half. Camden Eastside by 10. Bubba McNeil with the basketball, 33 seconds to go. Middle's got to work quickly. And Jameer McNeil stepped on the sideline, and they turn it over.
And that's a tough turnover right there.
And Middle has just basically said no fouls. They're going to let Camden Eastside dribble this out after Long brings it up across the division line. So Camden Eastside, they went up by as many as 17. Middle cut the deficit to 7, but Eastside will end up winning this basketball game 49-39. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll come back and wrap this one up right after this on 98.7 The Coast. Cairo Rivera with 9, 5 apiece for Rasheed Bell and Jalen Long, and 4 points for Will Love. For Middle Township, Bubba McNeil really had a wonderful game, especially in the second half, as he had 17. Real Basquine with 10, Jameer McNeil with 6, Chase Moore with 4, Troy Boliris with 2. And in the end, buddy, Middle Township made a nice run at Camden Eastside. The problem was they allowed Camden Eastside to really pull away, get that 17-point lead. So when Middle made that run, they just didn't have enough to get over the hump.
Well, and again, that's what happens, and especially when you're playing a good team, Brian. Camden Eastside, you had said it earlier, they extended their defense. They really pressured Middle Township, forced them. they did not get any good wide open looks from the three-point line. You know, and how many times have we watched Middle play? They didn't make a three-pointer tonight. And let's credit that to Coach Kenny Avant and the coaching, the scouting that him and his staff did to take that three-point line away from Middle Township. They were 0 for 6 was the Panthers from beyond the arc. They only got to the free throw line, I believe, 4 times, making 1. So you don't score any points from beyond the arc. You only score 1 point from the charity stripe. I mean, that's not really going to be a recipe for, success.
So Middle Township falls to 2-2. Camden Eastside goes to 3-0. For Sam Cohen on the live video stream, for Jim Massio pushing all the right buttons back at the studio, for all of our gracious sponsors, for my partner, Buddy Tarbotton, I'm Brian Kniff. From the Boardwalk Basketball Classic, Camden Eastside 49, Middle Township 39. This has been high school basketball 98.7.